Ahead of the 2027 presidential election, a debate is raging to determine who poses most threats to the incumbent president, President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, between Peter Obi, the former governor of Anambra State, and the presidential candidate of the Labour Party in the 2023 presidential election, and Atiku Abubakar, the presidential candidate of the People's Democratic Party in the 2023 presidential election. Who between these two gentlemen poses most threat to Bola Ahmed Tinubu? Which of them stands better chance in a free and fair election to defeat Tinubu? That debate will be kickstarted by the video you're going to watch, made by the video from interview that two close associates of Atiku Abubakar and Peter Obi granted recently, discussing this same particular issue. Now, why is this issue important? This issue is important because as Nigeria heads to 2027 presidential election, debate is raging. Who is the best candidate to challenge Tinubu and win in a free and fair election? Because that the Tinubu administration is a failure is no longer a debate. There is no debate about it. It's unarguable. Okay, but the issue is, how do you defeat Tinubu and who is best to do it? And that is what we're going to find out in this particular video. But first, watch.
To happen. Any Southerner who goes into the race now, an average Southerner will say, oh, after all, we already have Tinubu there, so why are we worrying ourselves? So that force that we need to energize the opposition, I believe it will not be there, because there are three key things when it comes to presidential election. Number one is ethnicity, where the candidates come from. No Northerner is going to come and die to come and defend a Southern candidate if, let's say, for example, is rigged out of the election. But when you have your own candidates, it's more than likely that you will be more enthused to vote for that candidate. And that is why I said, look, don't let us waste our time. And I've said it, you know me, I've said it. I said the only person this government is afraid of is Atiku Abubakar. I will continue to say it. And since Atiku...
So Peter Obi can defeat Bola Tinubu?
One counter many times. Bayo Ononuga has posted about Peter Obi on his Twitter page.
What does that mean?
He's worried. He's worried about Peter Obi. They are worried. They don't talk anything without talking about Peter Obi.
If Atiku Abubakar, you think Tinubu is not afraid of Atiku Abubakar?
It's not.
He's not afraid of Rotimi Amechi. He's not afraid. He's the only person Tinubu is afraid of is Peter Obi.
He's on record. They know it. There's a high level of fear.
If Peter Obi goes head to head with Bola Tinubu, you think Peter Obi will beat Bola Tinubu?
We got into this democracy in 1999. The ABC did everything to defeat Bola Ahmed Tinubu in Lagos. They couldn't. They did everything. They brought federal might, they brought resources, they brought connection. They could not. It took the Peter Obi to garner about 1 million votes that was reduced to 500,000 votes. It took a Peter Obi to come to FCT when there was seat of power to defeat the Tinubu. It took a Peter Obi, go and watch a Premium Times report, report.
There are feelers that the only viable option to be able to defeat Bola Tinubu or the APC is to unite. Have a formidable force that coming together.
That was a video clip showing two close associates of Peter Obi and Atiku Abubakar. The first to speak was Dele Momodu, a close associate of Atiku Abubakar, who is saying that there shouldn't be any debate anymore, that Atiku Abubakar should be declared the candidate because he is the only candidates that Tinubu is afraid of. The other one is the Peter Ameh. Peter Ameh is a close associate of Peter Obi. And Peter Ameh used to be the chairman, national chairman of the Inter-Party Advisory Council, IPAC, a close associate of Peter Obi. And he is saying that Peter Obi is the only candidate that Tinubu is scared of. So who do we believe between these two close associates of these two top politicians in Nigeria today in terms of who can be able to beat Tinubu in a free and fair election? Now, who is Tinubu afraid of most? But how do we measure who he's afraid of, who Tinubu is afraid of most? Dele Momodu is telling us that Atiku is the one he's scared of most. Peter Ameh is telling us that it is Peter Obi that Tinubu is most scared of. So how do we measure this? Now, we can only measure it looking at the political terrain and by information available. Okay? When Peter Ameh said that if you check the ferocious attack against Peter Obi by the Tinubu presidency since 2023, you will know that Peter Obi is the man they are most scared of. He is right in that point. Why did I say so? Even when I try to cross-check this by asking Grok and AI to tell me using available information and data who between these two people, these two former presidential candidates that had been most attacked since 2023, May 29, 2023. It was very obvious, according to Grok, that Peter Obi received most attack, and most of the attack on Peter even go beyond policy attacks, but personal attacks, which are Peter Obi is pommeled on a daily basis by the presidency. Now, if that is not an indication of who you are scared about most, I don't know what else you are talking about. But there are other points that I'm going to bring out. According to Grok, he said, in summary, the Tinubu administration has attacked Peter Obi more times than Atiku Abubakar, reflecting strategic focus on neutralizing Obi's emerging threat over Atiku's established but waning influence. He said that this dynamic underscores Nigeria's polarized opposition landscape ahead of 2027. So Grok, he brought out a lot of data showing that Peter Obi is the most attacked opposition in Nigeria today by the presidency. Okay, and Grok even gave me those who are attacking Peter Obi. Okay, he gave a breakdown of those who are attacking Peter Obi, and the attack is led by Bayo Onanoga. He said primarily from Presidential Special Advisor Bayo Onanoga, Special Advisor Daniel Bowala, Policy Communication, APC State Chapters, Senate President Godswill Akpabio, FCT Minister Yeso Wike, Lagos State Governor Babajide Sanwo-Olu, Anambra State Governor Chukwu Masoludo, APC aligned commentators like Reno Omokri. He went on and on. Okay? So these are the people that have been pommeling Peter Obi. He said that the Tinubu administration and the APC have directed more frequent and intense attack on Peter Obi, Labour Party, than Atiku Abubakar, PDP ADC coalition. This aligns with public discourse portraying Obi as a greater perceived threat due to his youth appeal, online mobilization, obedience, and third force narrative post-2023 elections. He said that Atiku's attacks are more sporadic, often tied to a specific event like security incidents or coalition moves, and framed as rebuttal to his economic critiques. So that establishes what Chief Peter Ameh said about the fact that Peter Obi is constantly under the radar of the presidency. They're always attacking him. And another fact to show you that Peter Obi is the one that Tinubu ought to be most afraid of, and he is most afraid of, by even this data from Grok about the intensity of attacks against Peter Obi since 2023 to date, since May 29, 2023 to date, by Tinubu presidency, is that Peter Obi is the only candidate between these two, between Atiku and Peter Obi. Peter Obi has beaten Tinubu black and blue politically in Lagos, a state that he ran for 8 years and is the godfather to date. He was beaten. It was alleged that he was beaten by a wide margin. A wide margin that was allegedly cut down. Peter Obi, in his presentation, in his appeal, in his petition, showed how these people cut his votes. Of course, the court didn't agree with him, but that is Nigerian court. You don't expect anything different from them. So they cut his vote. So Tinubu was beaten by a wide margin before allegedly INEC did the magic and pile up. As they were cutting Peter Obi, they were adding to him allegedly. So it therefore means that Tinubu himself knew, he is aware of the real result of the 2023 election. People like Dele Momodu, people like Baba Shilawal, they have all pointed out the fact that Peter Obi was the winner of the last election. Look at Dele Momodu said that if Tinubu win the last election, that he will leave Nigeria, he go on self-exile. When they asked him, why have you not gone? Dele Momodu said he didn't have to go because that vow is meaningless, because he said Tinubu did not win. If Tinubu had won, he would have left. But he's staying because Tinubu was rejected by Nigerians. Okay, that's another angle. So when you know somebody who was able to perform that kind of thing against you in Lagos, you know what it means. Have you not noticed that Tinubu did not win any southern states in 2023? Except in southwest Yoruba land, Tinubu did not win any single southern state. Forget about Rivers State. We know what happened. BBC had produced a result to show that it was Peter Obi that won it. Even Premium Times brought results using data from IRIF to show that it was Peter Obi that won Rivers State. But INEC gave it to Tinubu. So if that is how it is, so Tinubu knows that Peter Obi is the main danger. And it was because of Peter Obi that Tinubu is doing everything to opt out, literally force all the governors to defect to APC from southern Nigeria. Because according to Chibike Rotimi Amechi, governors are allegedly being threatened from the opposition to join the APC. So that shows you that Tinubu knows that this is the danger. Peter Obi is the man to beat. And Peter Obi was able to win many states in southern Nigeria. So if that election of 2023 was a southern Nigerian people endorsement of between Peter Obi and Tinubu, the southern Nigerians rejected Tinubu. And they will reject him again because there is nothing to recommend him going forward. He has not performed to indicate that the southern Nigerians that rejected him in 2023 will now have a rethink to say, okay, let us continue with him. That's factual. The lives of certain Nigerian people, are they better off today than they were before Tinubu entered? The answer is no. They are worse off today. He has created more division even in southern Nigeria than not even since the Civil War has the southern Nigeria been as divided as they are. All because of a Milokon Muslim ticket that he has used to destroy whatever that binds southern Nigeria together has been literally destroyed. So there's basically nothing to recommend him that southern Nigerians will vote for him ahead of Peter Obi in 2027. So Peter Obi is the biggest threat to him. And look at, even when you look at the north, now let us look at Atiku Abubakar in the north. Atiku Abubakar in the north was not even able to excuse me, he was not able to lock down Northeast. If you look at the last election, Atiku Abubakar is from the Northeast, but he couldn't win this Northeast. He couldn't win the Northeast against Tinubu when Tinubu was not an incumbent. When Tinubu was not an incumbent, he couldn't. Tinubu shared Northeast with him. Okay? Tinubu shared Northeast with him. And even where Atiku won in the Northeast, not with a wide margin. Then you look at Northwest. Tinubu also shared that Northwest with Atiku Abubakar. And that was because Atiku was able to even do that way because Atiku then has structure. Because Atiku is a candidate who believes in structure. Remember how he was mocking Peter Obi ahead of 2023 election, saying that who is Peter Obi when he doesn't have local government chairman, he doesn't have councillor, he doesn't have nothing. Because by that time, when Atiku was going for 2023 election, PDP structures were with him. PDP structures were with him. He has local government chairman, he has state house of assemblies, PDP, he has he had governors, he had everything. So he had everything. Yet, despite having all these things, Peter Obi, who never had any of those so-called structures, Peter Obi was able to get 10 million votes, allegedly, that was slashed down to 6.1 million votes. And for those who are asking, how did I get this figure? Go and read the Supreme Court filing by Peter Obi. He showed proof how they slashed his votes and how they allegedly padded Tinubu's votes. He showed it. If Nigeria is a country where things are properly done, he would have gotten justice. Okay, Peter Obi, who doesn't have all these things Atiku had. Now, ahead of 2027, Atiku has none of those things anymore. No structure from the PDP with him. No structure from anywhere with him. Initially, Atiku wanted to join ADC since, but he was deceiving himself that some APC governors are going to defect to the APC governors. Some northern APC governors going to defect to ADC, so that the day he is going to pick his registration card, he will be accompanied by defected APC governor. I have been waiting since now. Did anybody defect? Nobody. And he doesn't have the charisma. He doesn't have the mass appeal for Muhammadu Buhari. So there is no 15 million votes are waiting for him in any section of the north. Even his state governor, Fintiri, cannot be said to be with Atiku Abubakar. Fintiri is still in PDP. Atiku has left. Fintiri has not even defected to the ADC in solidarity with Alhaji Atiku Abubakar. his fellow Adamawa kinsman. So, and this election that we are going to witness in 2027, with everybody being literally bought over to APC, you need a mass appeal, because this election is going to be between the Nigerian people and the APC. But that's the only way you can win this election, to frame it between Nigerian people and the APC. But framing it between Nigerian people and the APC, you must bring a candidate that means change, and that Nigerians will see as a real change. If he's allowed in, that he's going to be a change. I do not think that any reasonable Nigerian who wants change believe that Atiku Abubakar is different from Tinubu. Are you getting what I'm saying? I do not think that anybody who wants to really change, a kind of change that can propel this country from third world to first world, a foundation that could be laid to move Nigeria from third world to first world, that foundation cannot be laid by Atiku Abubakar, because there is no much difference, if any, between Atiku Abubakar and Bola Ahmed Tinubu. So they are not going to make any great change. They are not going to fight corruption. Tinubu is not fighting corruption as he should, and Atiku will not fight corruption even if he's given a chance. Okay? And you need to deal with the issue of the monster of corruption. Until you deal with corruption in Nigeria, you are not making any headway. And for you to be able to do that, you must have a face that symbolizes frugality and anti-corruption. Somebody whose past has never been tainted by corruption. Okay? So if you look at Obasanjo's book, My Watch, between Atiku Abubakar, Peter Obi, and Bola Ahmed Tinubu, go and read Obasanjo's My Watch. It's 3 volumes. Go and read it. Obasanjo has related with all these 3 people I mentioned to you. Go and see what he wrote about them on the issue of corruption. And you now begin to know whether Nigeria has any hope between Atiku Abubakar and Tinubu. Go and base it. I don't have to say it here. Go and read Obasanjo's book, what he wrote about corruption concerning Tinubu and Atiku Abubakar. You can then understand why Obasanjo wanted Peter Obi to be the president of Nigeria. So in all, if Nigeria want to change, if the ADC, they are serious, they are not just there for power grab, the best thing they can do is to zone the presidency to the south and to work for Peter Obi to emerge as the presidential candidate. But if they want to do their Jundi's dollarized primaries, they are trying to package without saying the zone where the president will come from. What happened to PDP will be a child's play to what will happen to ADC after the election, after their primaries, because ADC has no charismatic candidate. If Atiku emerges, he's not charismatic. He cannot be able to, nothing to appeal. He can't move the ordinary Nigerians to say that there is hope. No way. I keep saying it. The only difference between Tinubu and Atiku Abubakar is the difference between Eba and Gary. And Tinubu knows it. If the 2027 election is free and fair, and the votes of Nigerians count, and it is framed between Nigerian people, because now everybody is defecting to all these political leaders. They have only one vote. But the suffering of Nigerians are by the whole of Nigeria. The 250 million Nigerians, depending on the updated data you are using. This election is between them and the political class. And who best can you present against the political class in Nigeria than Peter Obi, if truly you want a real change. So that's why I believe strongly that Peter Obi is the candidate that Tinubu fears most. And if this election is free and fair, and the Americans put eye on it, if Trump put eye on it, the way Obama put eye on the 2015 election, to ensure that there will be no mago-mago by the incumbent, I can tell you for free, and this election is between the Nigerians, the suffering people of Nigeria and the APC. And this election is done in a climate where even the INEC chairman will know that there will be consequences if the votes of Nigerians doesn't count, either from locally or internationally. There is no way that Peter Obi is not the candidate that Tinubu will fear most. And from the data we have, and from the last election, you can see that Peter Obi is the man he fears most. I want also to put it on, you can go and verify it. Peter Obi did not only win several states without any so-called structure, but that Peter Obi won in most 90% of the military barracks in Nigeria. Peter Obi won there. And these barracks are located all over Nigeria, north, south, east, and west, including in Lagos. Somebody has done a PhD thesis on it and sent me the data he used for that study. That's an indication of widespread acceptability of Peter Obi, even among the security institutions in Nigeria. I don't know what you think about the debate, literally, if you like, that by Peter Ameh, an associate of Peter Obi, and Dele Momodu, an associate of Atiku Abubakar. Both of them say their close associate is the best, is the one that Tinubu fears most. Dele Momodu said that the only person Atiku fears most, the only person Tinubu fears most to be in the ballot in 2027 is Atiku Abubakar. Chief Peter Ameh said the only person that Tinubu fears most to be in the ballot in 2027 is Peter Obi. Where do you stand? You have known my stand here, and I gave you reasons why Peter Obi is the man he fears most. And the attack against Peter Obi is going to be more messier in the few days ahead. Just watch, and we're going to bring it for you here, because they know that is the man to beat if they are about, if they want to retain their position in 2027. They have to find a way to see that Peter Obi is not even in the ballot. Their plot is that Peter Obi is not in any ballot. That is what they are plotting against Peter Obi, that he is not in any ballot. That struggle is still ongoing. So pray for Nigeria, pray for Peter Obi. That's my take. But whatever is your position, let's hear from you at the comment section. Thank you for watching this video. And if you are new to my channel, you have not yet subscribed to my channel, please subscribe to my channel, hit the subscription button, hit the notification bell. When you subscribe to my channel and hit the notification bell, anytime I have a new video, you'll be among the first to know. God bless you. And please don't forget to like this video, because when you like it, God will rank it high and recommend it for more people. Thank you, and God bless you.